Report of Malachy Oakmere on the investigation of potential Mirewolf activity near Blue Pines Forest. Chernos Moria led Keolara, Ivydew and Finton Blackmore to Blue Pines Forest. I caught up with them on the road at the direction of the Hearth. The tracks found in the area suggested Mirewolves, along with signs of a struggle. We followed these tracks deeper into the forest, and they were wrong, too close, too precise, too coordinated. And there were human tracks amongst them, almost as if someone was travelling with them. A while after, we found the remains of a camp. There was a body we couldn't identify, showing signs of being fed upon by animals. The whole scene was odd though. It was as if the creatures circled slowly and deliberately, cutting off escape before moving in. Too coordinated, too intelligent. At this point, we were sure Mire wolves were involved, but the decision was made to press on, follow the tracks and see what else we could learn, or find survivors, though we had little enough hope of that. It wasn't long before we found the den, filled with juvenile Mire wolves feeding on something. Thankfully, they were too focused on their meal to notice us, and we couldn't identify the body without disturbing the creatures, but there was a pack with the Emberlight Guild sigil visible inside the den. We would have tried to recover it if it weren't for what happened next. I think it was Keolara that spotted it first, a shadowy figure standing upright on two legs watching us from deeper into the forest. It took off, but its movements were all wrong. We gave pursuit, believing that this was whatever had been leading the Mire wolves. I brought up the rear, watching the feeding Mire wolves behind us to make sure they didn't follow. The others got a little ahead of me when the wolflings got a bit agitated. I had to move slowly to escape notice, and it took me a while to catch up to the rest. Keolara, unfortunately, had taken a tumble along the way and was in need of assistance. And then, from all around us, there was this howl, like we were surrounded, and mixed into it was a sound like nothing I've ever heard. That's when we decided discretion was the better part of valour, as it were, and broke off our pursuit. We headed for Kilcorey, hoping to link up with Callan and her group of kindling. When we got there, though, we found out they had all left about 2 days before we arrived. It seems there had been some dissension in the ranks, led by Javier. He took off the night before that with the newer recruits to go deal with the wolves themselves. Callan set off after them the following morning. Based on what we discovered in the Blue Pines Forest, I think we can take a guess as to their fate.
Good evening. How is everybody doing? Sorry, I got lost in the listening to the little canto before this, so I'm fully revved up to ruin Drew, Aaron, and Dave's evening. Sorry, I meant have a fun, collaborative, creative session with friends playing TTRPG. Hope everybody is doing well. Welcome along to the latest episode of the Emberlight Saga. And we are picking up where we left off 2 weeks ago with Reishi, Alar, Griblina, and Old Bill on the hunt for a missing caravan. A quest sponsored by the Haverfield Merchant Council. Before we get into tonight's session, as always, just at the top of the show, a little quick flag for everybody. There's the Emberlight Saga is a dark fantasy campaign that draws very heavily from themes that are quite emotional, veering into horror and the idea of loss. If that's not your cup of tea, or if you find those things particularly upsetting or triggering, there's plenty of other D8 Dungeon content that you can check out on our YouTube channel and from our charity streams and stuff like that. But if not us, then you should check out the myriad of amazing creators that are in our little promo reel down below. I think it's currently showing Backwater Bastards. I'm a huge fan of, and I think I called it a space sci-fi podcast last week. So what better review do you need for that other than it's space sci-fi? But you can check out those details and those amazing creators below. Anything else to mention? Every time I say that, I always look at Drew, and I'm like, because Drew was going to remind me, because I forgot to promote the Emberlight Saga when I was doing a different stream, and Drew was in the chat going, and the Emberlight Saga, and I was like, Drew, is there anything else I should do? I also want to quickly flag that if you're noticing Griblina or Kate, and you're only seeing artwork, Kate is unable to join us this evening, and they're currently traveling back home. So Kate, if you're watching this as a VOD afterwards, I hope you had a safe flight. You're also noticing for the first time preliminary artwork for the Emberlight Saga, and you're seeing the rough sketch for Griblina. I want to do a quick shout out to Luca Wilda, who is the artist here at D8 Dungeon, who does a lot of our character portraits and stuff like that. They've done all the artwork for the current Clodagh arc in the Romancing the Dungeon. So if you've seen two adorable little, well, I say two adorable, one very sad looking Harangan and one very evil looking Rabbit. Luca did all those as well. And they do all the artwork for random DMs. So I'll drop a link into Luca's art station and Instagram in the chat a little bit later. And I think that's everything. No doubt Drew will tell me afterwards that I've... Drew, is there anything else I'm supposed to mention?
One time.
This is, by the way, I do this to students all the time as well. It's like, remember that one time you clocked me? If it makes you feel better, Drew, that kind of guarantees I have to keep Reishi around, because I now have so there you go. It's you either become a focus for me to zone in on as a reminder, or you make yourself a hot orc player character, and then you're guaranteed to survive.
Well, if Reishi dies, guess what's next?
The guild is just made up of hot orcs now. What's that about?
I was gonna say, whoops, all orcs.
We will be. I just put in Griblina's art as a placeholder, and they are early sketches, so you might notice some changes when we do kind of official now, like put them up on social media and stuff like that as well. Okay, I think we'll dive into tonight's episode. If you missed the VOD or you didn't catch us 2 weeks ago, we left off with Reishi, Alar, Griblina, and Old Bill at the foot of some hills south of the Great Mountains, some ways away from the road where the caravan had first gone missing. Having only taken a few steps around a bend, they found themselves transported, shifted on the road from one place to the other. There, they spied the caravan half hanging out of a ditch, and with it, a survivor. As Old Bill approaches the caravan, and Reishi recalls a familiar scent. We don't start here. We start in the past, in the city of Varan, down a small cobbled street, nestled between tall tenement buildings and flats, stands a small little house. It's late into the night, and the clouds opened up a couple of hours ago. Rain has continued to downpour. Many of the main streets are flooded, and here, down a forgotten part of the city, many of the smaller houses, many of the ground floor homes have already started to flood a little. We spy Old Bill skulking down the street, cutting between alleyways, a heavy sack draped over his back, and a sense of urgency etched onto his face. Where has Old Bill been? What's he been doing at this point as he makes his way home?
I think Old Bill has, with the little money he has gone out to buy something for Ethel's birthday. And he has gone to get just some supplies, but he's also blown the last of his savings on I think anyone not in love with a dying wife would call it snake oil from a snake oil salesman, but he needs to believe that there's some way to fix her. And so he has something. It's a charm sold to him by an old woman. And he has instructions on how to use it.
As you make your way home, rounding the street corner, Bill, you see the lights. Like there's a little candle burning in the window, and inside, moving about as you kind of catch her. You see Ethel, and for a moment, you remember Ethel on the very first time you saw her. She carries herself, illness or not, she carries herself with a fierce strength. And you remember that on the battlefield. In fact, she screamed at you from one side of a large gully. Something about throw the box, throw the crate, and there next to you there was half a torn open, smashed crate with just vials and vials of liquid in it. She was ripping bandages and tending to the wounded, barking orders at you as if she was some general. And you see her with one hand laying hands on a dying soldier, and in the other, between her left hand and her teeth, she rips bandages, desperately trying to stop a wound that won't stop. She catches you looking in the window, and she smiles. And she kind of gestures for you to come in.
Yeah, he'll kind of I think he's standing in the rain for a little bit longer than he should be. His face soaked, probably a mixture of tears and rain. And as he'll take another look around, and I think he will just to be sure that no one's following him, and he'll walk in, close the door, take his boots off, and he'll say, "Hello, Ethel, darling. How are we today?" And I think as well, if she's still here, he will thank their neighbor Gracie, who pops in to help her in the house and to make sure Ethel's okay.
Yeah, it's one of the since the day you convinced Ethel to let Gracie help. The second you come home, Gracie's out that door. And it's that you open up, and it's like, well, Gracie, that's it. Thanks so much. Bill's home now. You can go. And Gracie just kind of she smiles at you, and it's the same sort of expression of, I tried, Bill. I've tried. Like I tried to get her to not. And you see that she has there's a small little table, and it's set for, there's a big heavy cauldron sitting on a small piece of slate and timber, and there's a faint smell of like a mutton stew, and she has set the table for 3. Now,
okay, Bill's eyebrow raises at that. I think he knows what's coming.
Are you going to stand there in your drowned rags? Are you trying to catch your death before I do? It's not a race, Bill.
Yeah, sorry. We've got a guest tonight.
We do, and I need you to be on your best behavior.
Right then. No need to ask who it is. Is he here yet?
He's upstairs.
What's he doing upstairs?
Getting dressed. He's a grown man, Bill. I don't have to follow him everywhere. He's able to take his own steps now, do you know?
Right, yes, just generally if I arrive for dinner, I get dressed in my own house.
Too. And he's got a room in this house.
Yeah, well, he's not here much anymore, is he? But anyway, look, we'll have a nice dinner, and it'll be over before we know it.
It will. And I'll remind you that it is my birthday. And
how could I forget?
This is all I want, Bill. This is all I need.
Well, then we'll make it happen for you, my love.
She reaches for one of the like a serving dish. And as she does, Bill, you see her actually stumble. It's not, she hasn't tripped over her own feet. Like there's this weakness comes on her. And then she leans heavily into the cupboard, and it rattles, and a small little china pot just kind of falls off and breaks on the floor.
I think he'll go and try and help to sweep it up.
Bill, get up them stairs, put on something nice. I can sweep up the broken.
All right, my love, no problem. If you need any help, you just shout upstairs and I'll be right down.
Last time I had you cook the stew, we all had food poisoning. And she kind of laughs, and and she kind of coughs a little as she starts to laugh.
Right then. Yeah, he'll walk towards the stairs, and he'll take out the little silver charm. And he'll put it in his pocket, and he'll head upstairs to his room. I think he's going to. I mean, I think he knows how to stealth around his own house, which floorboards are creaky and which aren't, and he wants to just go up and see what Archie's up to.
I can't make you roll for double advantage. You know your house inside and out, and it is as you kind of slink up the stairs, you skip that third one. That's always by design. Anyone that doesn't know it, and it's quite a loud squeak. You skip it, and then when you get up to that first floor, you're kind of more gliding across the boards than you are taking steps, careful and navigating. And down the end of this hallway, there's only 3 doors. There's you and Ethel's room. At the end of the hallway, there's a small little water closet. And across from your room is Archie's room. And the door is slightly ajar. And you see him, and he looks so much like Ethel. And he's lost in a book. He's just skimming through pages.
Yeah, I think he's under orders to get ready for this dinner, so he won't stop to talk. He'll just go, hello, son. Thanks for showing up for your mum's birthday.
He turns back, like over his shoulder, looking up at the door, and you just see this glassy expression. And he just smiles at you.
Glassy expression, is that down to anything?
Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, you've seen this expression before. Like he's in. I think the best way to put it is that he's inebriated or he's intoxicated. He doesn't say a word to you. He just smiles up at you as you kind of slip away, and then you just hear the sound of a page being ripped.
Okay. I think Bill walks into the bedroom, closes the door, and leans against it. All right, Bill, we can do this. It's just one night. And he'll go and he will he'll get changed from his work gear, and he'll leave it out for the morning on a kind of a clothes horse thing. I think that'll take about maybe 10 minutes, and I think at this stage he's not the old Bill we know now. He still has a bit of hair, maybe a couple of wisps just going across, so he makes sure that they're in perfect position, so he can, he's kind of smart enough for the meal, and he'll transfer the charm that he got from the woman in the caravan, and he will he'll put it into his pocket. He has a bit of he has a bit of fancy paper, I think, and he'll wrap it up in that and bring it down. So he'll sort of, once he's ready to go, he'll make his way downstairs, pausing to see if Archie is still in the room or if he's gone down.
Yeah, no, Archie's gone down.
Okay.
He's left the door open, and it's it's a mess. Like his clothes are kind of thrown everywhere. There's scraps of paper, and as you arrive downstairs, you see that like Ethel has already kind of ladled out food for everybody. There's fresh baked kind of pumpkin soda bread just sitting on it, and again it's Ethel's specialty. Like it's this really hearty, rich, sweet bread, and she kind of sits herself down, and she just holds out her 2 hands, one to you, Bill, and one to Archie.
He'll take both the hands, I think, and he will he'll kind of look at her. Obviously she wants to lead this scene.
Thank you both for being here tonight on this, and you see her kind of lean a little to look out the window. Glorious, really damp, wet and miserable evening. It's been a while since the three of us have had occasion to gather. And with that, she kind of gives your hand to squeeze Bill. I don't want to dwell on that.
Right.
We're going to have some good food. Oh, Archie, tell your father the news. Tell him the news.
Yeah, I should tell the old man the news.
You see him wince a little as you speak, Bill. And then he, without looking up, kind of just staring into this bowl of stew. You got a job?
You got a job? Well done, son.
Yeah, thanks.
What are you doing?
Just hauling rubble.
Well, you're a bit of a jack of all trades, like your old man, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hauling rubble. Who are you working for?
They're looking at the vaults. A small little construction company.
Right then, are you going in, or are you hauling rubble from outside?
Outside.
Right.
I'm not like you. I don't do the big stuff, so I'll just carry rocks. Dad.
Well, son, your old man didn't do any of the big stuff for a long time. Takes a while to learn the trade. Takes a while to, get anywhere in life. So, like I say, take your time and don't rush it.
Yeah. He fidgets a little, and then he just from his from pocket on his side, he takes out a folded piece of paper, and there's a bunch of them, and he kind of starts to assemble them, and it just makes a little origami flower. I haven't exactly got coin right now, Mum, but first paycheck it'll be real flowers. I promise you. And he just hands her this little origami. It looks a little like a rose. And she smiles, and she leans across the table, and she just, again, she's not let go of your hand, Bill, so she kind of half drags you, and she pulls him into like this hug, and then she just kisses him on the cheek. Real flowers die. Don't be buying me flowers. This is all I want. And you can see that there's tears in her eyes.
I think with a sleight of hand of +10, old Bill will palm the present that he got for Ethel into Archie's hand and go, "Now you're just winding your old mum up, aren't you, boy? I just passed by your bedroom and I saw this and the thing. You must have forgotten to bring it down." And he'll give him the present that he was going to give to her.
No.
Right.
I didn't buy this. Yeah, we couldn't make it through one meal, could we, Dad? I'm sorry. Mom, I'm sorry. I didn't buy this. And he just plonks it on the table, Bill. I don't need it. The Mom said the flower was enough.
It's lovely.
So why can't it be enough? Huh? Why? Yeah.
I was just trying to help, son.
Yeah, you were just trying to help. You're always just trying to help, Dad. Yeah.
That's it.
Prick. And he just he pulls his hand away from Ethel's. I don't feel like dinner, Mom. Sorry. Happy birthday. And he gets up. Mom said it was all right to stay here tonight just because it's closer to It's closer to the site. But don't worry, I'll be getting my own place. So,
You're always welcome here when you need to stay, son.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, of course I am. And he just storms upstairs,
Right.
and the step groans heavily.
Yeah, well, sorry about that, love. Just trying to help. You look lovely.
Ethel just starts to sob.
Old Bill will just let her, and I mean, if it looks like a sob that she wants him to come and hold her and comfort her, then that's fine. If it's not, then he'll just let it happen.
Yeah, it's if there was even if you made any attempt, it would be rebuffed.
Yeah,
I think Bill and Ethel, you know her,
yeah,
and this needs to get out.
Yeah.
She paws at the food a little.
Yeah, that's the thing he was most curious about tonight, was her appetite.
You see her kind of take. She fills a spoon, and she brings it to her lips and stuff like that, but she doesn't eat. Without saying a word, she gets up. She takes the paper, it's the origami rose off the little cupboard, and she heads upstairs. Good night, Bill.
Good night, love. And Bill will. I'm just gonna tidy up down here, and I'm just gonna check on the neighbors and the floods and things like that. But it shouldn't be more than an hour. And Bill will go out he'll get changed and go out in so he'll head down an alley, the rain pouring down and soaking him, and he will walk. I don't know how we are at magic in this world, but he will walk through what is like a small illusory space at the back of the alley to make it shorter than it actually is. In a very, very small part into a sort of longer part, and he'll get changed into the clothes for his second job. And he's had his eye on, the guild have had their eye on a place that he needs to find something from.
And with that, as Bill changes and heads out into the night, we cut back to the caravan. And Bill, you see this terrified looking half elf man, just young boy, just sort of under the tarp, make eye contact with you, and he is pleading without saying anything because he's just trembling.
You all right, son? We're here from the Emberlight Guild. We've come to make sure you guys are okay.
Bandits. They killed the two guards. I lost control of the caravan, the road. I think we slipped down a bank. The cargo. They took the cargo. And he kind of hesitates.
Bill will sort of pat him on the shoulder, and he'll say, "Why don't you pop up to my friends there, Griblina? They should be able to make sure you're okay." And he'll point them out.
Yeah. He scrambles and immediately just kind of reaches for you, Bill. And it's, thank you so much. Thank you.
I've got a friend.
I thought I was going to die.
You're not going to die.
And he half falls out of the back of the cart. Some of the tarp kind of following with him. He's kind of half tangled up on it. he's a wreck. Like as he kind of stands up, you see he's covered in mud. He's kind of disheveled and terrified. He looks like he hasn't slept, and immediately he comes barreling out of the ditch towards Reishi, Alar, and Griblina, who are kind of still on the bank of at the road where you kind of first appeared. And this, you all see this half elf young man just kind of dash towards you all.
Could I? Are you injured? Can I help?
And he's just waving his hands. No, and he just starts sobbing.
Reishi will run over and immediately start, put the willow basket down on the ground and start. Any wounds? Any obvious wounds? Or
there's you can see like cuts and grazes along his hands. If he was the rider, is what you had kind of learned. It's probably from the reins as he was trying to hold them. So you can see there where the skin is blistered and cut from him trying to hold on. There's a few small little cuts and gashes up along his arms, maybe from where if he fell or he was scrambling. There's no wounds, from a sword or a blade or an arrow or anything like that.
She's not going to waste any actual healing on him or anything. He's fine, but it's going to give the placebo effect, like, here, there, and like rub some random things on his wounds.
Some random stuff.
Random mushrooms from the packet.
Do?
Yeah, we'll find out.
He as he makes it up towards the three of you, and Reishi, you kind of move towards him. He kind of half falls to his knees and kind of starts to scramble towards you, and then he just lets himself kind of fall into you. Because he desperately hasn't seen anybody in a couple of days. He has been stuck out here. He's no idea where he is, and he's just in shock. And he's trembling in your hands.
Okay. Well, now I feel bad. All right. I'm gonna Ratio break another one of those mushrooms off her staff and feed it to him, so he'll at least feel full. Feel it. He doesn't need to eat for the rest of the day.
He says, he does. He takes it in his mouth and he just starts eating it. And he doesn't savor it at all. It's like he chews it very, very quickly and then he swallows it. And then he kind of looks hungrily at the rest of the staff. But then he feels like he's full, but it's I still need to. It's like the practice of eating. He kind of. And then you just hear a kind of a half snarky hiss out of Griblina. It'd be easier to just knock him out.
Easy isn't always the right call, though, right?
It's the most efficient, though.
We might have a few questions for him.
And she rolls her eyes. Whatever, fine. And she just goes, I guess, and then you see her. She's taken out kind of all manner of accoutrement, and if Reishi has a basket full of mushrooms and grass and flowers and stuff like that, Griblina has math books and like pages and scrolls and bits and pieces, and she seems to be very, very busy with the area in which you all emerged from only a few moments ago, trying to map it, study it. Alar, what are you doing?
I suppose I just want to ask some questions. So, how many bandits? Do you know how many bandits there was?
And he still savoring kind of the mushroom, the taste of it. He puts his hands, like his fingers, to his mouth, Alar, and he, 4, 5. It all happened so fast. And he kind of, where are we? This isn't the road. I wasn't on this road. This isn't on my map.
It's not on any map that we have either, but it's okay for now. We will get you back to where you need to go. But did they take your horses too? Or just the cargo?
They took, yeah, they did. They took Thunder and Boulder, and you see him kind of actually tear up. And the cargo as well. They killed the 2 guards. They and he starts to kind of look around. It all just happens so fast. I've seen bandits before, but this one, she was terrifying. She was like a bear.
A bear?
Like an actual bear?
No, just she was so strong. She was so big, and forgetting that people can turn into bears. But yeah,
I can do that too.
A little teeny tiny little gnome bear. But yeah, he tells you that he's not sure whether it was 4 or 5, but somewhere in there, and they did take the horses.
Okay, that would be. So I'd look at Old Bill and Raishi and go, I did try to find the horses, because obviously we know there's horses, and I sent them not too far, but far enough, and there's about 7 of them. I could tell.
So Old Bill is down, down still in the wagon that or the caravan that this fellow was found. So he's not with you.
Okay,
cool.
So I just say to Raishi then, and Griblina, while she's muttering her way to herself.
Yeah, no. As you start to talk to Griblina, she's just waving her hand at you, like semantics.
Okay, so we know where to go then, yeah? But also, quick correction, it is on our map now. This is on... I've put it on the map now.
Oh, okay, that's good to know.
We can't take him with us.
Again, just knock him out.
Okay, if you knock him out, will you look after him, Griblina?
We're not. Don't worry, we're not going to knock you out.
I remind you all that we were told to find the missing caravan, and we have found the missing caravan.
We have, but the loot, the cargo is no longer with the caravan.
This is true.
Which is what they'll pay for, as we discussed.
Fine. I will survey and she gestures, like she waves at the air, and he may sit there quietly and leave me alone.
Do you think you can do that, Mr. I forgot your name. Yes. Lysis.
Yeah. He just nods, like he's staring at Griblina, and then looks back at you, with just sort of.
Her bark is very quiet. No. Actually, I'm gonna cast message so that Griblina cannot hear this. Only he can hear this. I promise you, she's actually kind of cuddly. I wouldn't suggest cuddling her, but her bark is worse than her bite. But just sit there and do what she says.
So, in the interest of fairness, this is just so I love this. This is brilliant, but Griblina is incredibly tuned to magical energy.
Yeah.
So it's not that she's got to learn the intricacies of what you've said.
Yeah.
And she's too focused on the portal. She does look at you, like as in one eye turns, to kind of look at you, and there's a snarl, and then she goes back to the portal.
I wonder do Raishi's lips move when she's doing the message cantrip. Like, someone's reading a book and you can see their lips moving.
With sometimes maybe, but not if it's something
She's a
against
psycho.
Yeah.
Bill, will you give me an investigation check?
Cool, I will. He's definitely so he's always switched on for that. His passive is 17. I will roll for it though. Give me 1 second. We go. Beyond. Getting used to this again. Where's the thing? I got a 16.
Okay, well your passive is 17 though, right?
Yeah. Yes.
You said you were kind of looking around the caravan. Have you climbed into it, or are you just kind of
No, he's in, and he's looking for anything anything small and valuable, like a platinum piece or a gem.
As you kind of start like looking around, you do see again. There's a couple of arrows that have burst through the timber frame. There's a little blood, but not. You'd expect a lot more. If the guards are dead, they didn't die here. As you start to kind of look through it, give me a roll of a D20.
D20. So you tell me real quick what the dice roller is on D&D Beyond? Just to roll it.
Bottom left-hand corner, there's a little dice icon.
Yeah. Lovely, thanks a million. Cheers. I'm gonna roll 20 person. That's a 17.
Okay. As you kind of as you start looking through, like the cart itself, there's little here, like whatever was on it, they have walked away with cleanly. And as you kind of start to look around kind of the rider's bench, underneath where you kind of see one of the wheels is broken off, there in the dirt there is a small wooden box, and in it, on it, you recognize it because you've seen it before. It is a small, it's Mantry's steel. It's got the Mantry steel sigil on it. Again, it's that sword with these intricate kind of designs running through it. You open it up, and in it there is a small little jewelry box. And inside that, you find a piece of black onyx, perfectly crafted.
Rough appraisal with my passive investigation, maybe, or
let me Google that really quickly.
I mean, is it pricey?
It's about 50 gold pieces. I mean, but it's 50 gold pieces, but this is well cut, so you'd probably get a little more.
Yeah, he's gonna take that.
Okay.
So as he's sort of he's careful to put his body between him and anything he's found. So if anyone is looking, they're just going to see him combing the area. And he's a practiced scout, and he has a reputation for noticing things. So he takes notice of the arrows, he takes notice of the blood, he takes notice of everything else, so he can info dump on everyone as when they get here. So that's what their focus will be on.
At this point, Aylar, are there any other questions that you might have for Lysias or Reishi? Is there anything else that you want to do? No.
I suppose we could do is we kind of shove him over to Grublina. I'm like, I look at Reishi as like, that was a good job. You've got something on your jacket there that you might want to get rid of.
Oh, is that dust? Thank you. She kind of like lick her thumb and go to wipe it off. And as she licks her thumb, she's specifically looking to see if she notices anything.
Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, that's cool. 20. Dirty 20.
Can you roll a d8 for me?
Sure. Two.
Gain 2 temporary hit points.
Oh.
Um,
She's so excited.
And you feel this, like, again, it's yeah, it's like a shot of it's like you've had a good night's sleep and then a really good strong black coffee. Like, you feel energized by this.
Okay. But just before we go, Aelor, Old Bill, just gotta scoop some of this up. For testing purposes. Just gonna reach down into. She's got a little herbalism kit. So, don't know how many vials. Like scoop one.
You'd barely fill a vial of this.
Okay.
Like, it's
Oh,
like, this isn't the, you. Again, you picked up the fragrance of it. The little owl had some dust on it, but there was no sign of that flower.
Gotcha. It's just for testing, and yeah, she is absolutely. And before we leave, she will tell Griblina to keep an eye out for it. If you feel like there's something you need to do, maybe look for a red flower that smells
There.
red.
She just points at some dirt.
But the flower.
Oh, then no.
Okay, thanks for trying. And Old Bill, Aelor, on our walk, maybe you look for it. It's a red flower, and it smells, and it's really warm to touch. If you just keep an eye out for it.
Do you have a picture of it? I mean, if you
I
draw
do. I do. I'll draw you. She pulls it out, and you see like this perfect like sketch. There's like, it's just petals though. I don't have a flower, just petals.
Okay. Aelor would look at it and go and kind of put it in his memory and then write a quick little sketch in his journal too, just to, like, not a rough one, not as nice as Raishi's, but just a nice little one there.
It's warm to touch though. Very important.
Oh, okay. That's an interesting floral.
Are you going to head down to Old Bill?
Oh yeah, I forgot you weren't with us. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we'll head down.
Okay. I think for expedience sake, because Dave, you were saying that you were going to tell them about the little bit of blood.
Yes.
I think, Bill catches you up on kind of what's happened here, and I think Alar is going to point out that actually the horses, Thunder and Boulder, as you know, the two horses that were attached to the carriage are called, plus 5 more are that way. They're kind of further northwest from where you currently are, deeper into the woods.
And Raishi will tell Bill, if you go on any of your little wanders and I'm not with you, here's the flower. Here, look for this.
So, what? Sorry, Pookie. Why am I looking for flowers? I thought we were looking for survivors.
It's special. I just need you to trust me.
I always trust you.
So I will fill you in later, I promise. But right now, we don't, like you said, we're looking for survivors and we got to go rescue this stuff. But just while we're walking, if you happen to see it, just.
So I, of course, keep an eye out for it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Phil, what's your passive insight?
Oh. It's 14. It's not bad. Not good enough when it looks in your face.
There's just, sometimes when that weird pang of deja vu, and it's there and it's gone, and you're like, what was that? And like, there's just something about Pookie. There is just this little moment of, hey, what? Like, I've seen this before, and she didn't do anything, she didn't say anything. It's you haven't done this before. There's just something, and it's just that little, like, It's there and it's gone. It's like you have it, and then when you think about it, you're chasing it, and it's just lost. It's like a memory that just gets lost.
Yeah, he's not going to dwell on it. So I think he'll just if Grablina's doing that, I think he'll just be like, right, well, we haven't got long here, so we better get our skates on and right, let's see if we can find tracks. Be careful, and yeah, we got this.
Since Aelor kind of has a rough idea on how far the horses are, when we get about I don't know, 5 minutes out. What you said? It's like a mile and a half.
I'm so glad, because I think I said it was a mile and a half, but I didn't write that down. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I said about a mile and a half.
Okay, so when we get like, when we like are approaching the camp and we kind of feel like we haven't been spotted yet, I would like to cast Pass Without a Trace on the group.
Nice.
Love it.
So of course she gives you both mushrooms.
It's one of those things that as you begin to move deeper into the woods, again, it's they're not quite saplings, but they're not quite majestic trees growing here either. Since the lasting dark, Aelor and Reishi, you've both seen this, and yet there's no particular rhyme or reason or rationale. The trees grow much closer together. There's a folk tale that it's out of fear, that in the dark the trees band together to sort of weather that encroaching darkness. There's many kind of scholars who are wondering just about kind of the impact on the biome. Many new plants and animals have appeared in the last 150 plus years, since the world fell silent and all that remained was the kingdom of Phaeton. The three of you move through, and as you draw closer, and Aelor, it's thing of like, it's the if the magic was a piece of string, like the sense that you have, you start to feel it kind of grow more taut. Like they're loosely in this direction, and it's like you're winding up this ball of energy.
Yeah.
You feel them, and it, without saying anything, just nodding to Bill and to Reishi, there is this sort of, we're getting close, that you all seem to kind of understand and recognize. And as Reishi reaches for mushrooms, conjuring up this little magic, the magic isn't in the little fungus. The magic is in the dust that comes off of it. But you should still eat them because they're delicious and they're good for you. So as Reishi hands you a little mushroom, there's a moment where her thumb just sort of traces from your wrist to the palm of your hand, and you feel it's like a little shiver. It's like a little static energy, just kind of crackle on the edges. She doesn't say anything, but there is just this little glimmer in her eye as you see, like, she kind of just there's like a shudder as you cast the magic, Reishi. It's that, well, it's all this magical energy, but also it's the kind of that little bit of excitement of it's a spell and I got to do it, and all of you just feel the ground beneath your feet, the leaves, the twigs, the grass, the mud. It just grows quietly as you step closer, and you all can just spot through this wispy thicket of a bush, and it's Reishi and Alar, you know it instantly. It's a kind of a blackberry bush, but with wisps of little elderflowers just kind of poking out of it. You can see a camp, and Bill, you spot a very small, tiny little cloud of smoke just kind of wafting up over the hedge line. You can hear chatter on the other side.
I think maybe before we got this far, there would have to have been a conversation about how we're going to handle this. And old Bill will probably lead that and say, right, what we're dealing with here are bandits, cold-blooded killers. We need to be on the same page when we go in there and try and retrieve this merchandise. We can try diplomacy. I think that will give away our position, and I think that we will be all the worse for it. So I am in favor of going in hard, going in quick, and dispensing justice.
I'll support that. This is your thing, not mine.
I am with you, old Bill.
Right, then you all know what you do best. Old Bill will do what Bill does best. And I think then, it's time for stealth. And old Bill's going to try and get into a position where he can spot the leader and introduce them to his hand crossbow.
Okay. Because, and I have rolled, and I rolled absolutely terrible. I feel like that might be a Griblina thing. So I'm removing that dice from my tray. They haven't noticed, and I took in the pass without trace. They haven't noticed the three of you approaching. As you do kind of get near enough to that hedgerow, you can hear kind of chatter. Now it's not they're not shouting, they're not singing, but there's a little bit of a conversation. You can hear three very distinct voices kind of just muttering to each other. And at this point, because they haven't noticed, I'm letting you all kind of take a free action. Now, again, you can still use, you're about 15 feet from that hedge. Again, you can kind of see through it. Like it's not a solid wall of green or bramble. They seem to be about another 25, 30 feet from you. So all in all, about 45, 50 feet.
Okay. Reishi will just look at old Bill like, now. It's now?
No.
She doesn't say it.
Old Bill will shake his head, and he'll just sort of point at himself. He's going to get into crossbow range. He needs to be like 30 feet, so he's going to get right up to that hedge.
Okay.
Sorry.
So seeing him prepare, though, she's going to lay a hand on this necklace that she wears. That it just looks like random bark and twigs and berries, and surprisingly not a mushroom.
Is that because it is random barks and twigs? Just want to check.
But magical. She's gonna hold on to it, and you'll see her entire skin is gonna harden. It start to take on the form of bark, and then just before you think it can't get any harder, it's going to break apart, and you realize there's all these tiny little reishi mushrooms floating around her. Some of them kind of look like little Spore, the owl, maybe a little bit, but yeah, so they're just kind of floating roughly around her.
Alar, what are you doing?
I'm looking at old Bill going, what's the plan?
Well, I think right, so he'll probably just suggest that both of you do a kind of a flanking thing here around the side of the hedge. He's going to go into the center, and he'll sort of he will have said, like before, that you get in any closer. Like he'll say, "Wait for the twang of the string. Once you hear them scream, the plan's out the window."
Okay. And with that, Olbil, will you give me a stealth roll to get closer?
Coming at you like Cleopatra. Oh, sorry.
Great. Now that's in my brain for the next.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Thanks, Dave.
That is a 20, dirty 20.
Plus your pass without trace.
Yes, 30.
30,
Sorry,
yeah.
30 stealth. Yeah. Stealth into the next campaign.
You, Aylar and Reishi, you, I think maybe Reishi, even though you're kind of concentrating on that magic and the energy of the bark and the spores, Aylar, you see Bill just low to the ground and very kind of methodically, like it is just a long step. He seems to be almost holding his breath, and as he gets 10 feet, 5 feet to the hedgerow, you see just this crossbow come out, and he holds it. There's no tremble, there's no shake, and he is now there, and he's lining up a shot. Bill, you see 3 people set around a small little campfire. Now, it's more smoke than it is flame, and they're chewing on, like they seem to be eating. That's why the conversation is half mumbled, half muttered. There's 2 men, 2 human men, and a tiefling woman, dressed in kind of leather armor. It seems ramshackle and thrown together. Like there's nothing about them that screams soldier, or what they seem to have gathered they've probably stolen or robbed or picked up along their travels. None of it looks particularly good. They're deep in conversation, and they're meager food. There's 4 small canvas tents underneath the canopy of these trees. They're roughly the same size. So there is one larger one close enough to the little campfire.
Do I recognize either of the 2 humans?
No.
Okay. So checking briefly to see that the other 2 are ready to go. Bill will take aim, and if he's shooting from a hidden position, he should have advantage on this, if I'm correct.
Yep.
And he will. So, I mean, looking briefly at the tiefling woman, does she look like she could be described as the bear that was mentioned? No,
she's quite scrawny. Like she's probably more ratty looking. Like she's like one of her horns is broken. From the other, there is just this. Like her hair is kind of pulled up slightly into a high ponytail, but it's matted and filthy. Yeah. Like none of these don't like it. Lysias was saying, this bear of a woman kind of came barreling at them. None of these 3 present as any sort of physical threat.
Okay, so just double checking then, is there any signs of the stolen loot? Is there any signs of...
Perception check for me.
Okay, because just I don't want to go putting a crossbow bolt through the wrong person. Perception, where is it? Okay.
I wouldn't do that.
No.
Again.
That is a 17.
Here, with your crossbow kind of primed and ready, you are waiting for that shot, and your eyes are scanning their camp. And camp is a very strong word. It's 4 tents, a small little fire pit, but you catch it just between that main little tent and one of the side ones. There is a much shorter cart, and behind it, it's the rustling that kind of draws your attention. You do see the horses. You see a large group of horses, stable of horses. And what actually catches your eye is you see Mantry's steel insignia on one of the crates.
Okay, so confirmed.
Mhm.
And which one of them looks like the biggest threat?
Well, there's a slightly taller of the two human gentlemen. One of them is taller. Like they're both wiry. I wouldn't describe any of them as particularly brawny characters. But there is one who is currently literally sucking on a bone. Like he's broken it open and he's sucking out the marrow.
Right, let's give him a belt to the hand crossbow then. Here we go.
Okay.
Sorry, I always click the wrong thing. The 16 to hit.
Okay.
With advantage.
That hits. Yep. You can roll for your damage.
I will roll my damage. Let me add my sneak attack, which should be 3d6. Okay,
Crap.
separately. Here comes the hand crossbow. Boop. And then, it's done the sneak attack already, but it looks at
Yeah, it will. I think it'll add it on for you.
Total damage, 17 points of damage.
Okay. The crossbow bolt just it catches him right in the windpipe. It sticks out of his neck while he's in the middle of gnawing on this bone. And there's a moment where he doesn't even kind of realize, but then there's a kind of a hacking cough. And then he reaches for the bolt, and then the other two kind of look at him, and he pulls it out. There's a gush of blood, and then he starts scrambling to hold the wound. The other two are up onto their feet, and you hear the tiefling woman, just shout out, "Goanna! Goanna, we're under attack!" And the human man falls to the ground. He bleeds out and dies. He's dead. That was you just flat out killed him.
Nice shot.
With this moment, because for Reishi and Aylar, you can see the camp. You hear, and Bill's instruction was when you hear the crack of that string. So you can take your action now at this point as if they were prepared.
Okay.
We haven't done any initiative order. I'll do that at the end of this, unless you fucking kill these two people.
Aylar, go ahead.
Okay. I suppose then I gotta do a firebolt. Just
Okay.
Let's throw it at one of the other human guy and just like,
Okay.
This is what we're doing. That 17?
Yep, 17 is going to hit.
And then 2 damage.
2. Okay. You hear the snap of the taut string on the crossbow, Aylar, and immediately you kind of just twisting your arm, rolling your wrist. There is a moment where you feel a heat surge in your palm, and then it coalesces at your fingertips, and there is just this little spark of light that wisps up around, and just flicking your fingers forward, this bolt of fire shoots past you, Bill. You see some of the brambles kind of ignite a little, and then the flames diminish as the other human who just stands up is struck with flame, and some of his the cloth around his other armor is singed and burned, as he is just completely and totally surprised. Reishi.
Can I see the tiefling woman? Am I within 60 feet?
Yes, you are. Yeah.
Okay, Reishi's gonna grab a bright bioluminescent ghost mushroom, crush it up quickly, and blow it in her direction for a starry wisp. And hopefully that'll... No, probably not. 12.
Meets it, beats it.
Lovely. So this will lay on her, and she is now emitting dim light. But as these spores start to burrow into her, they do radiant damage. They do 1. I can't read my dice. 1 point.
Okay. Yeah, and again, just in that same moment, you don't even have to reach, because you are like, you have this sort of, there is, if anyone looks at you, it looks like you're glowing, but it's not. It's this mist of dust that is being shaken off of these little floating fungi all around you, and just sort of exhaling. They catch, the magic turns and coils them. The air smells faintly of rust and incense, and both Aylar and Bill, you catch this aroma, and then you see the tiefling woman, Bill, like she's glowing. There is just this faint light off of her, and her skin begins to burn. It's almost like a rash, and you, from where you are, Bill, you can kind of see that the gray and sort of green skin she has this mottling red up along her arms and up along her neck, and she kind of starts scratching at herself as she reaches for a crossbow herself. I need everybody to roll initiative now, because now we're going into full combat.
Oh, it's saying virtual tabletop not found.
Uh,
We got 21 though.
okay,
I got
that's fine.
18.
That's just saying because it's not picking up on roll 20 for you, so that.
Oh, okay, cool. Sorry.
21 for Bill. Aylar?
18.
18. And
8.
8 for Rishi. So I'm going to make 2 separate rolls, just because the bandits will go. So that is a 16 for the 2 bandits. And then also an 8 for the other. The Rask bandit. Okay. Bill, it's you see the tiefling woman reach for a crossbow and begin, like, she has it on the ground and she's pulling it back, kind of getting ready to load it.
Okay, I think we're gonna. I am new to new D&D, so do I need? Is there a reload thing? Do I need to spend a round to reload a hand crossbow?
Jesus, no.
Okay, cool. Grand.
No, because I won't, like, you don't have to reload. I won't have to reload.
Okay,
we'll
brilliant.
just
Lovely.
shoot each other.
Let's do it. Okay, cool. Well, he's going to. So there's no sign of the other.
You heard the tiefling woman scream out to somebody called Goanna, but they've not made an appearance just yet.
Okay. Sure, I'll give the tiefling woman a belt of the hand crossbow as well then. But I'm going to use steady aim, which is my. Oh no, that's a bonus action, right? Yeah, so I'll just I'll just go with the hand crossbow then. There we go. Sorry, 1 second. It's not doing it. There we go. And that is a dirty 20 to hit.
Yep, that's gonna hit me again.
So I have Vex, which means if they survive, I have advantage on the next
Perfect. Yeah.
attack. So that's roll damage.
Thank you for the if they survive.
I don't think I have sneak attack here because I didn't roll with advantage. So if it rolls it, then we'll just subtract it. Here we go. Is that right? Sorry, need to roll. Not to. Yeah, let's take the first one then. So it was 10 piercing and then 9 sneak, so just 10.
Jesus. Okay. She's dead, Dave. She's literally got her boot on the front of the crossbow, and she's pulling back the string. You have already your light crossbow loaded, and it's in that same momentum. There's a sharp whistling, Aylar and Reishi, that you both hear for the second time now, and then there is just a and you strike it. It rips through her leather armor. It tears through skin and bone, and she stumbles forward and then collapses onto her crossbow and snuffs out the fire pit. Any bonus actions?
Yes, I think I'll use my cunning action to bonus action to hide behind the hedge.
Okay.
So here we go. Stealth. Sorry, I always click the word and not the dice. That's an 18.
Okay. You are, again, it's that thing of like you were already low, and now it's that sort of I'm going to roll and quietly kind of still keeping kind of your guard with this space, but now kind of primed for another angle to shoot from. Alar, it is your action.
Okay.
You can see that human man again. It's his hair is back in a short little top knot. It's kind of grayish black. He's got a thick 5 o'clock shadow. Like it's like he doesn't look. He looks quite unkempt. He is currently where the tiefling was reaching for her crossbow. He is currently trying to put out some of the flames on his cloak.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Ray of Frost.
Make an attack roll.
20.
Yeah.
5 damage.
Okay. And any bonus actions?
No.
Okay. In this moment, again, it's the from one hand you drew heat and flame. From the other, you feel that coldness in the air. It's in the breeze coming down from the great mountains to the north. There's a tang of iron and metal that carries on the wind, and it is cold. You inhale, exhale, and from your right hand, there is just this freezing cold beam of light that just scorches across the ground. And Reishi, you see a narrow little path in front of Alar's feet that cuts right through the brush and catches this human, a bandit, who his 2 front hands are covered in frost and ice, and he lets out a howl of pain. He's still standing, and it is. Oh, it's me. He's going to run. He just starts running. Like he's been shot twice with magic. He knows where it's coming from because he can see the little path, and he can't quite make you out, Alar or Reishi, but he knows it's coming from there. He sees his 2 friends dead, one currently smoldering in the little fire pit. He books it. He literally just runs east. He runs past, screaming, "Go on! It's not worth it. Just go. Just run. I can't. My ma," and he's just gone. He's just going to run.
So he's running the opposite direction.
Yeah, he's running the heck away from y'all. It is your action, Reishi.
Oh, and we still don't see Go on.
She hasn't. This woman hasn't appeared yet.
Okay. Oh God. She's Bill. You're gonna hear in your ear. Okay. Now what? That's all. It's just message. And she's gonna grab her staff and squeeze it tight and just say, "Let's go." And you'll see on her staff, as I cast Shillelagh, it just lights up with that sort of shiny bioluminescent energy for me. And that's all I'm doing.
Okay. And are you staying where you are? Like, are you gonna?
Yeah.
Okay. In this moment, Bill, you hear Reishi's voice just kind of whispering meekly in your ear, like there's an uncertainty. As you watch the bandit flee, to the 2 dead in it, from your vantage, Bill, you see that tent nearest the campfire. the flap just opens, and towering out of it, you see this Goliath woman, again in leather armor and a great axe dragging behind her.
Oh no.
She sees the two bandits dead in the campfire, or at the campfire, lets out a roar. Cowards! If Mantry's Steel wants their loot back, have them come and get it from my cold, dead fucking hands. And we're taking a break.
Oh.
So we're going to take a quick break. We're at the half 9 mark. I just really needed water. And to scramble to find stronger bandits. No, I can't. But we are going to be back in about 5 or 10 minutes. I'm going to play the little vignette again for anybody that joined us a little bit late. So we have these cantos, short little scenes that other players in the Emberlight saga are writing and narrating, sometimes doing pieces to camera. And these are snippets of adventures that take place out of off-stream. So that we're running some offline quests, and this is the first of those. And the players in tracking the Marwolves quest were absolutely phenomenal. But I do want to make mention of Aidan, who is playing Malachy Oakmere, who took the time to write this himself, record it, and then I got to edit it together. So have a look at this. We're going to be back in 10. Grab a drink, get up and have a stretch, buy a break. And Dave, you have to show me how to do that with my Mac.
I will, yeah.
One that breaks. We're going to be back in about 5 or 10 minutes. We will see you then.
Report of Malachy Oakmere on the investigation of potential Mirewolf activity near Blue Pines Forest. Chernos Moria led Keolara, Ivydew and Finton Blackmore to Blue Pines Forest. I caught up with them on the road at the direction of the Hearth. The tracks found in the area suggested Mirewolves, along with signs of a struggle. We followed these tracks deeper into the forest, and they were wrong, too close, too precise, too coordinated. And there were human tracks amongst them, almost as if someone was travelling with them. A while after, we found the remains of a camp. There was a body we couldn't identify, showing signs of being fed upon by animals. The whole scene was odd though. It was as if the creatures circled slowly and deliberately, cutting off escape before moving in. Too coordinated, too intelligent. At this point, we were sure Mire Wolves were involved, but the decision was made to press on, follow the tracks and see what else we could learn, or find survivors, though we had little enough hope of that. It wasn't long before we found the den, filled with juvenile Mire Wolves feeding on something. Thankfully, they were too focused on their meal to notice us, and we couldn't identify the body without disturbing the creatures, but there was a pack with the Emberlight Guild sigil visible inside the den. We would have tried to recover it if it weren't for what happened next. I think it was Keolara that spotted it first, a shadowy figure standing upright on 2 legs watching us from deeper into the forest. It took off, but its movements were all wrong. We gave pursuit, believing that this was whatever had been leading the Mire Wolves. I brought up the rear, watching the feeding Mire Wolves behind us to make sure they didn't follow. The others got a little ahead of me when the wolflings got a bit agitated. I had to move slowly to escape notice, and it took me a while to catch up to the rest. Keolara, unfortunately, had taken a tumble along the way and was in need of assistance. And then, from all around us, there was this howl, like we were surrounded, and mixed into it was a sound like nothing I've ever heard. That's when we decided discretion was the better part of valour, as it were, and broke off our pursuit. We headed for Kilcorey, hoping to link up with Callan and her group of kindling. When we got there though, we found out they had all left about 2 days before we arrived. It seems there had been some dissension in the ranks, led by Javier. He took off the night before that with the newer recruits to go deal with the wolves themselves. Callan set off after them the following morning. Based on what we discovered in the Blue Pines Forest, I think we can take a guess as to their fate.
Welcome back. We are in the middle of a slaughter, I guess.
We let one run away.
So then you know what? If one got away, it's not a slaughter. It's just a murder bath. So
I mean, they let one get away. We let one get away.
yeah, it's karma. It's the universe balancing itself out. Welcome back to the Emberlight Saga and the Missing Caravan Part 2. If you're just joining us, Griblina has taken up cannibalism, and I kid. I hope I'm kidding. But you're just joining Reishi, Alar, and Old Bill in the middle of encountering the bandits at their makeshift camp. Having put down 2 and having let the 3rd escape with his life, though injured, the others wait for the bandit leader or Captain Goan to make her appearance. And she just has. On hearing her name being screamed that they were under attack, Goan has come roaring out of her tent, screaming at Mantry Steel that if they want their goods, they come and pry it from her dead hands. You see this towering Goliath woman, dark, almost like navy stone skin, this long mane of hair in a thick braid down her back, covered in scars. She's pulling on our armor with one hand while dragging a great axe in her other. She steps out, seeing her companions, her friends, dead. She screams into the air, and she hoists the great axe up over her shoulder. Bill, you see her just for a split second glance over her shoulder back into the tent, and then she holds the axe in both hands. She is readying herself for the attack. It is your action.
Okay.
And you are still hidden, so I'll remind you of that.
Yeah, so I think I have a dog trying to get up here. One second. Oh, there we go. You can say hello to everyone. Look. Now.
Oh.
There she is. Get her back in her little bed that takes up half my desk. Okay, cool. So I think he's going to, look, whatever about the danger of the other 2. This one is a lot of trouble, so he's going to shoot with advantage with the hand crossbow. It's a 24 to hit.
24 hits.
Okay. So we're just going to go standard sneak attack. No, I'm going to use the, where's it gone? Sneak attack special. So I'm going to do trip. So if the target is large or smaller, it must succeed in a DC 15 dex saving throw or have the prone condition. So he's going to shoot for that archery on the inside of the thigh. So we'll roll the damage, and then I think I subtract 1 of the d6.
Okay.
It cost me 1 of those to do it, which I like. I should have not to roll them again. Sorry.
No, you're great. Bear with me, because I have a dog, or I have a cat that is desperately looking for some attention.
18. So. Oh, a floofer.
Not one to be outdone.
No, not a floof. Oh my god.
Now you've had your moment. Anything you want to say to everybody?
No.
No, you've gone shy.
No.
You were screaming your head up 2 seconds ago.
It's like a little cloud with legs.
A little annoying, angry cloud that pees on everything. Yeah.
So it's 19 points of damage. Will I just roll a d6 to subtract 1 of those sneaks?
Yeah.
It doesn't tell me the order of them. So
Yep.
Here we go. Lovely. 18 points of damage.
Okay, and then
DC 15 dex.
What was the saving throw of that?
DC 15 dexterity.
Doesn't matter. She rolled a 6.
Okay.
She goes down. Like she, in that moment, there is a third snap of the crossbow from Old Bill's arm, and it cuts through the bush. Old Bill, you see it just bury itself into her left thigh, and catching her somewhat unawares, she immediately buckles down. She bites her bottom lip hard, and you do see a burst of blood from her leg and her bottom lip as she kind of bites through it in pain. She holds back on a yowl, and her eyes lock on the bush.
Right. Let's do something about that. I'm going to use my 30 feet of movement. I'm going to... Yeah, I'll use my 30 feet of movement to dart left, closer to Alar. Sorry, what was it? Yeah, Alar, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry, it said Aaron, and I was like, what? I was like, you didn't change your name. Yeah, so he's gonna move closer to Alar, I think, and he's going to bonus action hide.
Okay. If you want to make your stealth check for me.
20.
Yeah, no, you're again, if you're kind of she traces the movement because she can hear a bit of rustling for a second. Her eyes look, she can't see quite where, she knows where the shot has come from, but she has not seen where you have gone.
Yep.
And that takes us to Aylar.
Okay. Aylar's kind of sizing her up, and as Old Bill is beside him, he's like, "Oh, this is a very dangerous woman." He will cast Hold Person, so she can't move with her big giant axe and come near me.
Okay. Yeah, she makes a wisdom save.
Wisdom,
Or-
yeah, 15.
Oh my god, it's like I'm learning the rules. Jeez, that's I rolled another 3. So that's that dice gone. So that's 3 plus 0, so 3. Yeah. As she, Aylar, as Old Bill kind of slides up to you, you see her buckling down. Now she hasn't fallen to the ground, like she's not on the flat of her stomach or that, but she's the pain when she goes to try and lift, so movement is difficult. And then you reach out, and as you kind of coil your fingers through the air, the ground beneath her shifts and moves as vines wrap themselves around her, holding her in place. She cannot move. It is Reishi. Or sorry, any bonus actions? Okay. Reishi.
How far away am I from her?
But she's about 55 feet.
55 feet. Okay. Well, I don't want to go any closer, so let's try that lovely starry wisp again. $22 to hit.
22 is going to hit. She's prone as well, so you have advantage on this. Do I?
It's actually disadvantage. It's a ranged attack.
Oh.
Let me try that again. So, oh, come on, you and your rules. 11.
11 is not going to hit.
It's okay. It's okay. I can't tell. Oh, how far away from the horses am I?
Probably 65 feet.
Okay. What does the terrain coverage between myself and the horses look like?
It's all forest floor. So it's mostly kind of, it's dead leaves, fallen branches, some plant, a little bit of plant life, fallen trees, that kind of stuff.
Okay. Then I'll use my 30 feet of movement to actually make my way towards the horses. Is that kind of in a circle around her, or directly away from her?
60 feet if you went direct. So if you want to kind of circle around, you can avoid her easily.
Yeah.
So you could move the 30 feet in her direction, but keep keep well out of her range. She's not going to be able to reach you at that point. Yeah.
Okay. Lovely.
You again, you kind of you see Alar and Old Bill, and as you kind of blow out this dust as you move, you see it kind of land against the ground. You don't know whether it's the pain in her leg or anything else, but she does not seem phased or bothered by it as the dust lands on her armor. You maneuver through the forest floor, on hearing the horses kind of neigh and rustle. You kind of shift towards that direction. Old Bill and Alar, you both see Reishi kind of make that kind of, it's a darting movement as she gets to the hedge line, that blackberry bush. She moves kind of in a circling motion around to the left, almost as if she was flanking the camp. She is paralyzed. She can't move, and then she can't do anything except she's screaming and cursing under her breath. It's all Mantry steel. May your fathers never know rest. May your mother, again, it's just expletive after. This lady has a colorful tongue on her as she curses mothers, fathers, aunts, uncles, grandparents. And she's just going to try and break out of this. And that is a 10 on her wisdom save. So I don't think that beats
15.
No. Okay. Yeah, she's not even struggling. Like as the blood kind of like flows from her thigh, she's not gushing. Sorry, she's not moving. She's gushing blood. Bill, it's your action. You've muted. Sorry.
How far away is she?
From your vantage where you are, she's 35 feet.
It's still 30 feet. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we'll go again with the hand crossbow. And he should have advantage on this. A, because of Vex, and B, because she is held. So let's go again. What have we got there? It's a 22. Oh, I can just click roll damages. That's cool. And we're looking at another 19 points of damage.
Okay. This one catches kind of in her left, her left shoulder. And like that, you see her kind of gasp, like she cannot move as these vines continue to wrap themselves around her, locking her, holding her in place. She doesn't make a sound, but you clearly see the crossbow bolt bury itself into her shoulder. And again, blood just sort of staining the front and flowing out over her leather armor where you have punctured it.
Okay. I think I will use my movement to try and get around to get a better vantage point of what's inside the tent.
Yep.
If I need to use my bonus action to dash, I will do that.
You could definitely. The only thing is if you can do this stealthily.
No, I think he's happy to break his hide in the current position.
Okay.
And he'll move around. But like, I still have that bonus action hide if I need it.
Okay. As you kind of draw closer, again you see those four tents. You see Reishi moving off a little to the left hand side of the camp. You can clearly see the two bodies lying in the dirt. And as you get a little closer, you see her eyes, this Goan, the Goliath woman, you see her eyes kind of darting back and forth, as if she's looking or searching. And then they drift. You see her straining, Bill, to turn her head back to the tent.
Okay.
Whatever about who's attacking her, this is her. There's something here that she's focusing on.
Cool, yeah. So with 30 feet of movement, do I have an angle now to actually see in?
You can make out God, this place is awful. Like it reminds you of the worst days of the wars when there was little to no supplies, and what you did have were thin and practically useless. I said these were tents. It's sheets of tarp draped over branches, kind of holding them in place. They haven't made any proper sort of plans or means to make this habitable. Like, they obviously weren't going to stay here particularly long. You see the horses and you see where Reishi's moving towards. You see those other 2 tents towards the back. And you can see that small cart. This is probably more of a hand cart than what Lysias had been driving. This is something you probably could hitch it to a horse, but it's one you'd probably see people pulling or pushing themselves, and you can see that those crates kind of stacked up around it and in it.
In the tent.
In the cart near the tents. Yeah.
Okay. So he's more focused on trying to figure out what she cares about in the tent. If he can see it, if he can't, then that's fine.
No, you can't. You can't see into it. She opened it, stepped out, and it's just the flap is closed behind her again. But that's what she's
Cool.
more sort of intent on.
Okay, let's do a bonus action hide again.
Okay.
Let's slide down. Sorry. There we go.
Pass Without Trace is a concentration spell. Just checking.
It is. I'm still concentrating on it.
Yeah, no, just
That's a 34.
yeah, 34. You are one with the forest floor. And again, it's that thing of there's a rustle of leaves. Her eyes kind of shift back. There's nothing there. She thinks, Alar, she can see you, but she's not sure if it's just a tree and her trying to find things in that space as Bill vanishes. And Alar, it's your action.
Okay. So I think that she can see me. So,
Yeah, it's one of those things where her eyes lock on you for a second and you can feel her looking at you, but she's not reacting. She's not moving. She's still held in position.
okay. I'm trying to think now. Maybe, okay, I'm going to cast Ray of Frost.
Okay.
That was a 26.
Yeah, that's going to hit.
14.
Okay. Again, with that same hand, and you can feel the cold on your skin. It's like you're holding snow, but there's nothing in your hand. The air around you grows more frigid, and frost is kind of starting to form on the ground at your feet. It's tracing up along the bark of some of the trees. And Bill and Raishi, had you been in Alar's position, you'd have felt that cold, that sort of that shift on the wind, as Alar, again, just holding his hand out, the air kind of coalescing around it, and then a shot of frozen energy just cuts through the brush. And you see a lot of the blackberries have now kind of frozen. They carry that sting of white crystals along the edges. You strike her kind of dead center into the chest. That blood slows, and it seems to almost slush as ice just crystallizes over her leather armor and up along her skin, and she starts gasping for air. Goan is not looking great. She's between the 2 crossbow bolts sticking out of her, the vines wrapping around her. She's now frozen with this ray of frost. She is struggling. You can kind of see her heaving against the vines. Any bonus actions?
Nope.
Okay. Rishi.
I really don't want to get involved in that. Yeah.
Give me a perception check at advantage.
Perception. Okay. 7.
There's something kind of catches you for a second. Like you just, again, there's that sense you can smell something, and then you smell smoke. You smell blood. You smell the cold, dead earth under your feet, and that smell is gone.
Okay. Turning your focus back to the horses. Gonna quick cast Speak with Animals. And call Thunder and Boulder.
Two of the horses, like as you just say these names, two of the horses just kind of pull against the reins that they're tied to one of the trees, and you see this white and brown horse kind of strain, a kind of a mane that looked well cared for, but now looking a little bit a little messy, unkempt. This other jet black horse, just with this white, almost diamond-like cut of white on the front of his face, just kind of between his eyes and down towards his snout. Do horses have snout? Muzzle? Mouth?
I don't
Nose? Horse mouth. I'm
a mushroom druid. I don't do animals, okay?
And I'm not a horse person. So I'm not a centaur, just in case anybody's wondering. They like you see their ears kind of twitch as they kind of pull against the reins. You hear a whinny for a second, and then you just hear a is Lysias okay?
Yes, we are friends, here to help. Is there anybody else we need to worry about?
And all of you can kind of hear like a lot of the horses kind of start making a lot more noise now. And then Thunder, the kind of the white and brown one, just pulls hard against the tree. There's something else in the tent. There's someone else in the tent. It's dangerous, and they're pulling, like they're beginning to panic.
Okay. Do I have enough left to quickly in horse say, calm down, and then shout, there's something in the tent?
Yes. Give me an animal handling check at advantage.
22.
Thunder, just again, you can kind of you see it straining kind of against his skin and the fur, and as you kind of tell him to kind of calm down, Boulder actually kind of brushes his own head against Thunder, just to help and like put him at ease. The horses are still a little rattled, but they're not straining as much as they had been when you approached. And then Bill and Alar, you hear Reishi shout out, "There's someone in the tent."
Wait, something
In the tent. Bonus action, because talking is a free action.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna tell my owl, please wake up and go calm down the horsies.
Okay. There's not a reluctant, more just an exasperated. Yeah. And like little Hoot just kind of hops out across your shoulders, and kind of doesn't fly, kind of hops down onto the forest floor, and then just kind of starts to bounce towards the horses. And then you see him kind of land up on the back of neither Thunder or Boulder, just one of the other kind of, it's more of a brown and orange hued kind of color horse. And he just starts making owl biscuits on the horses. They do that now. He does that. in that same breath, as you shout this, and then Little Hoot just kind of pops out, Gowan just screams, "Not something, someone. If you want the cargo, take it. We've learned our lesson." And she's going to attempt to break the hold person. And that is an 18 with no bonuses. And you see her just, with what little strength she has left, stand up, almost buckling on her left leg, Bill and Ayler. Rachel, you actually, to be fair, you can see it from your vantage. She's looking at you as she says this, Rachel. And she just the magic around the vines just dissipates. They don't break, they don't snap, they just wither and dissolve as she stands up, and then she holds the axe and she blocks the tent.
Cool.
There's a cache behind you, Gnome. You can have it. Gnome, halfling, gnome.
Gnome, yeah.
No, yeah. Take it and the cargo, and let us go.
You killed people.
And you killed people.
You, technically not me. But you killed people. For what? For this cash?
To survive.
Oh, can I try to read? It's not my turn I've used my turn, but
yeah.
Oh man. What is she? Why is she so scared?
Bill. It's your action.
I think Bill will stand up from an area she didn't expect him to be in, and he has the hand crossbow loaded. He'll walk slowly towards her, and he will say, "There are many ways to survive. Murdering folk for personal gain is not one of them. Now, what's your other option? If we were to let you go, would you start doing this again? Murdering folks for what they're transporting from A to B? Would you choose a different path?" And his eyes are steely grey, and he is 50-50 here, because Bill's had a long life. He's let these kind of people go before, and it's been proven to be the wrong decision. He has finished people like this before, and because of those earlier instances, he's slept absolutely fine. So I think she can see that in his eyes.
You do what you have to do. And she points Bill at you, seeing you kind of emerge with the crossbow. The great axe is still in her hands. I don't care what you think of me and what I've had to do. I'm not going to stand here and tell you about my life story, the things that have brought me. Those stories are too fucking common. So stand there and shoot me. Kill me. If that is what you are here to do, then do it. Do what you are doing to survive.
I didn't ask you what you had done. I asked you what you were going to do. So are you going to continue this line of work if you were to be let go? Or are you going to choose another path?
No, I'll surrender. I'll turn to the Church of the Veil and I'll find myself in the Sisterhood. I'll do whatever it is needed to keep me and mine safe. And you see her hands grip the axe, and she takes a step back, like just half a step back to the tent. And something rattles inside.
Okay. I'm going to hold my action and see if anything emerges. And what will trigger my held action is if something emerges from the tent to attack or she attacks.
Okay.
And I'm gonna let Alar have a few words there in case.
Taylor, you've heard all this. You've seen Bill kind of. Bill was to your left, like when he came. But now he's on your right, and he's at the hedge line, and you've no idea how he got there. But you hear him before you see him, and then you can make him out moving towards the Goliath woman.
Okay. Alar kind of also steps out and from the shadows, from where she had seen him, where she did see him, but she wasn't too sure. But he'll step out because he hasn't moved, and he'll just kind of look at her and go, "You say this is all the cargo? This is all you took?"
Everything. And she kind of nods towards the cart.
So Alar's very kind of like, this is what we're here for, you know. So he turns and is like, this is what we came for. We can end this now and move on and collect what we need for the guild. Collect, you know, this is what we came for. This is what the task was. We can go home now. Let this person, we can leave this person to do get on with their life when we go back and collect our reward and bring it back to what is needed.
You muted again, Dave. Sorry.
Sorry, I have a snory dog here. Bill says, what about the people they've killed? How do we know they won't kill again? And he is so close to pulling the trigger now.
I suppose look at him and go, we've all done it. This world is not perfect. The flame must burn, and we must be brighter than everyone else. We must hold to what we know and to our oath and to the guild. This is what the guild needs. I will stand by you if you make this choice, but we have come for what we have what we've come for. We do not need to continue the violence.
Who's in the tent?
Yeah. I want to ask the horses again to describe what's in the tent, if possible. So it's where nobody else can understand.
So I want to do sort of a kind of a shifting perspective here. Alar, as you emerge out from behind cover, what partial cover the bush was providing, her eyes kind of move to you and then back to Bill. And as you speak to Bill and his decision, she doesn't move. And then Reishi, you kind of half whisper to the horses, you know, who's in the tent. Boulder just says creature. And then there is a tearing metallic sound. And the front of the tent just is torn open. And standing right behind Gowan, you all see a half orc. He's wearing an undershirt and long kind of loose leggings. They are covered in blood. They're stained. And up along the left side of his face, there is just this long, heavy, pronounced, deep, black bruise. He is frothing at the mouth, and he brings both of his hands up and down towards Goan. And Bill, you had held your action in case of an attack. Are you reacting? Are you using your action to?
He's attacking Goan.
He's this half orc is attacking Goan.
No, Bill will step back. This is between them.
His
At
hands.
safe range. If it looks like it's diseased or something like that, would like that the black bruise is indicative of some sort of infection, then he will definitely move back further.
They're about 20 feet from you. Like that's
Okay,
there's enough range here. We'll kind of say it's 20 feet between from you and Alar, and then maybe 25, 30 feet from Reishi. He brings them in, and it's actually, you see these kind of iron shackles around his wrists. They're loose. His wrists, the skin is all ripped and cut. His hands are covered in blood, and he is howling as he brings them down into the back of her head. There is a cracking sound as Goan just turns back, and you see the right side of her head just cave. And there's a and she collapses to the ground, dead. The half orc screams at the top of his lungs. I will be free. And he comes charging at Bill and Alar.
For a hug.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So where are we then? Are we at the top of initiative or?
I hadn't rolled for this dude because I didn't think he'd come out. So I'm gonna see what happens. Okay, that is an 18. So I'm gonna say he's going to slide in, Dave, right after you.
Cool.
So you had held an action to see what would happen. He's this half orc seems deranged, and there is murder in his eyes. Like killing Goan hasn't sated him. He's not full of thanks. He's now barreling towards you.
Right. Okay. Well, if it's that clear, then yeah, I think I will. I will steady aim. Bonus action, steady aim. I'll attack with advantage with the hand crossbow again. Zip zap skibbity bap. 22 to hit.
That's gonna hit.
So we get the sneak because he bonus action steady aimed, and he's gonna take 19 straight to the throat.
And it does. You in that same motion as Goan falls to the ground, and you see her, like one of her hands is reaching, like she's trying, she's struggling. This half orc comes thundering towards you and Alar. Crossbow already preloaded. You pull back on the trigger, it snaps, and there's a harsh click that all of you hear. The bolt cuts through the air, and it catches the half orc right into the neck, cutting straight through, and blood just gushes down the front of his tunic. He doesn't flinch. He doesn't stop. He keeps running.
Cool. Yeah. So I use steady aim, so I can't move. I can't bonus action dash, so I'll just stand here and take it.
Okay. And that is a dirty 20 to hit.
That will do it. His AC is 15.
Okay. And then it is whatever this is. So that is 9 slashing damage.
Yeah.
And then 1 necrotic damage.
Okay, cool.
He just brings down, again, it's the same thing that he kind of done to Goan. He's using the iron cuffs and chains around his arms They're jagged from where he ripped them from whatever he was tied to, and he buries them into you, Old Bill.
Can I uncanny dodge that to half the damage with my reaction?
You can. Yep.
Yeah. So.
Didn't you use your? Is that a thing with held actions become reaction?
Oh, sorry. No, because
you didn't do anything. Yeah, you let it happen.
My reaction would have refreshed when my turn started in the 21. Yeah. So I'll so let me just go back up to 38 and I'll have. So it's what was it? 9 and 1.
9 slashing and 1 necrotic.
Okay, so that would be 5, so that's down to 33. Yeah.
Okay. The attack isn't as he like it's wild, it's frenzied. This isn't skilled. This isn't some trained fighter. He is thrashing and flailing wildly at you. Aylar, he's on top of you and Bill in that moment. You just see it's not that Bill throws himself out of the way. It's more he turns into a thicker part of his other armor as the half-orc buries himself down on top of him. He uses the armor to take the brunt of the damage. It's your action.
Yeah. I suppose, that's kind of looking kind of. Obviously he's frenzied, so he's trying to how can he, if there's a way to calm him down or anything, but I don't think I can. So half tempted to use a healing word because I'm like, if I heal him, maybe he'll be better. But then I'm like, if I heal him and he's after taking damage, that's not going to help anyone. So I might use. What I might do then is, I might use Misty Step and move out of the way.
Okay. Misty Step is a bonus action.
Okay.
No, are you using that as a full action or a bonus action? I think Misty Step is a bonus action.
It doesn't come up with my bonus action, so.
I might think of the Furbolg. There's a Furbolg thing that they can do.
Maybe.
Persona, you teleport up to you can move 30 feet from an unoccupied space. It's one bonus action.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you still have your action. Now that is your cast. It's a second level spell. So it would have to be a cantrip if you were doing any. In what direction are you going back to where you had been previously, or are you going further into the camp? Are you going towards Reishi?
I kind of want to go behind the where the half orc came from.
Yeah. So so closer to the tent that he came out of with Gohan. Yeah. She's you like again, Bill. It's that thing of like as you struggle against the half orc, you kind of look up towards where Aylar is, and there is just this breeze, and Aylar isn't there. And Aylar, you find yourself next to Gohan, and she's wheezing.
Bill was about to say, "Right now, if we boat it." Oh shit.
Any action you want to take?
So I will. I think I could cast Ray of Frost.
Yep. Make your attack roll.
17.
That's gonna hit.
7 damage.
Okay. You, again, still clinging to that cold air and that metallic frost. The ground around your feet begins to just seep with ice. And as you hear Gohan, like struggling to hold on to her breath, like as she lays dying at your feet, Aylar, you hold up the energy forms at the end of your hand, and you just hear her croak, "Please, don't." And Bill, the half-orc, is pelted in freezing energy right into the back of the head. And you see him struggle and thrash. And then he drops to his knees and he falls to the side, dead. And Gohan breathes her last breath. We're out of combat.
Oh man. Do we recognize what like it was afflicting him?
Not particularly. Like he did seem frenzied. You don't know if it was just there's many things that can cause somebody to kind of lose control of themselves. It could have been bloodlust, it could have been shock.
So, reishi, the circle of the spores, they're very necrotic, is sort of their thing. So, would she have recognized the necrotic energy force?
Can I come back to you in 2 seconds? 'Cause
Absolutely.
you've just given me something, but I wanna know what Alar and Bill are doing at this point.
Go on ahead.
I was going to say, Adar's kind of looking, kind of going at the two bodies and kind of going, okay, we must go. Let's go. We've done what we've done. Now grab the cargo and let's go. Just very on mission. Doesn't want to sidetrack anymore. It's just like not like, because he's very methodical in the way he works. He's like, this is what's happened, and we can't change it. Trying to just go on and not just ignore the bodies ignore the fact that we just kill people and just keep. We're done. Let's go.
Yeah, we were working basically.
Yeah,
and this was just happened to be what the job was today.
Yeah.
Bill, it's much like you're both kind of going over to the cargo and just.
Yeah, he's gonna try and inventory as much against what they said they had versus what we found.
So all they told you was it was goods for Mentry's steel,
Okay.
and that it bared the militia's insignia. All of the crates are sealed. They've all been nailed shut. There's again, nothing seems to be like it's whatever is in them. It might be just the bandits were looking to sell them back or whatever it might be. But there's a lot here. So if that's what you and Ayla are doing,
I'll get the cart loaded and get as much of it sort of on the way back as I can.
Ayla is going towards the carts. He has to walk past the orc.
yes,
Ayla might look at it and look at him kind of, because he's still puzzled by why, like, even though he's very much on mission, he's still puzzled about why it was so frenzied, because it was, and so puzzled why she would want, why Goan would not want us to hurt him. So he does kind of look at the orc a little bit. Can he see anything about the orc that might indicate that, because it has shackles? So
can I have a wisdom saving throw, please?
Wisdom saving throw.
That's never good. What is
11.
I have a lucky feat. Can I force a reroll of that? I don't know if it.
I think
yourself.
works
only
that way?
yourself. Yeah, no, lucky's only on yourself.
Is it?
Yeah,
Okay, no,
yeah.
let's go. Sorry.
I think. There's a moment, Aylar, like as you're moving back towards Old Bill, and it's the pair of you. You're about to kind of assess the situation and go to the cart and cargo. Your eyes kind of drift towards the half orc, and your staff shivers, and deep at the back of your mind, you just hear and that's it. And the pair of you begin to maybe distracted or otherwise, but the pair of you begin to kind of check the boxes, load the cart, and try to, how are we going to get these back to Grablina? Reishi, at the same time as this is happening, that spore cloud around you, those little specks of myconids that sort of drift like little dandelion, just kind of, some get caught in your hair and kind of float out, and some dance across your skin. They kind of waft around you, and you feel yourself kind of slightly pulled into directions. Some of the little spores, they linger nervously in the air, sort of curious but nervous about the dead half-orc. And behind you, at your back, there's a smell that the spores are reacting to.
There's a smell that they're reacting to behind me.
Behind you, yeah.
Okay, well. Trying to look behind. What is behind me?
Trees, like it's just more wilderness. It is the direction that the human had run off in, but it's also the same direction that Goan had pointed to, saying that there was a cache.
Those spores that are kind of pulling me behind me, I'm gonna turn around and let them lead me a bit and see where they're going.
Bill and Aylar, you do see Reishi kind of just turn. Like it's sort of like turn around, but the long way around, not the short way. It's kind of turning around and staring out into the woods, and then turning back to look at the body, and then turning back, and ultimately kind of drifting towards the trees again, south. You can still see her, and they're underneath a cracked sapling. There's a rock with little to no moss on it, Reishi. And some of the spores have landed on it, and you can smell the flowers.
My flowers.
Yes.
Okay.
Careful about wandering off, Pookie.
Yes, pot kettle and all that. Okay.
It's my job to wander off.
Do I know I smell them. Do I see them?
Nope.
Can I use my stick to like lift the rock a little bit?
Mm-hmm. It does. It scrapes against some other stone, and the dirt kind of shifts. It's not been set here well. So with kind of the lever of your staff, you do see there's a cloth sack buried under the stone.
Oof, I'm scared to touch anything. Ooh, okay. So again, using the staff to sort of see if she can brush the cloth to the side to see as gently as nominally possible.
The bag rattles a little bit. It's the familiar sound of coin. And then there's something a bit harder.
Oh, I think I found a cache. But bring rubber gloves? No, we don't have rubber gloves.
The smell gets stronger.
Oh, it's just definitely coming from.
It's coming from here. It's coming from this bag.
Okay.
I bet Griblina could use that magical hand thing she does.
I know. Oh.
You could, like, with the way you wedged the staff, you could reach in and pull the bag out. Like, it's not that it's deep down the hole.
I don't see any bad mold or.
No, it's just
okay.
dirt. Just wet dirt.
Aylar can use Mage Hand and see if he can.
Okay,
hank it out.
Aylar, just open it just a little bit, just to make sure.
Okay.
So, Aylar, you're going to cast out a hand in.
Yeah.
This is like the weirdest claw machine version I've ever seen of a mage hand being used.
Down.
Dig it a little bit.
Using his staff just to guide
like
it around.
as you're loading the. You see kind of a spectral bear claw just sort of cut through the trees, And then with your direction, Reishi, Ilar, you're able to kind of guide it down, and it pulls the bag out. Again, you hear the rattling of gold coins. Sounds like quite a bit. And then there is a small wooden box inside the bag as it's pulled out. It's out on the ground now.
Okay. Oh, she's just gonna open the box. She's gonna open the bag and open the box.
Inside, you do see there is a small leather, a good-sized leather bag full of coins. That's obviously where the rattling is coming from.
Okay.
There's a box, and it has Mantry's steel insignia on it. And it is bursting with the aroma of these flowers.
Very carefully open it and peek inside.
It's nailed shut.
Oh. Okay.
So I'm going to, because I'm conscious of our time.
Yeah.
So this you were told there's cargo belonged to Mantry Steel. This bears Mantry Steel insignia. You recognize the sword. It's been burnt into the wood. You have a choice, Drew. Inside this box, you smell that flower. It is permeating from it. It is like perfume. You have never smelt it this strong, this fresh. You have a choice. Put the box with the rest of the cargo, or take the box as your own.
She's gonna take the box and put it in the bottom of her willow basket.
Okay.
And then go, hey, found the cash, took the coins. Don't be shaking your head there, old Belle.
I'm not angry, Pookie. I'm just disappointed.
Come in.
With Aylar and Bill somewhat kind of distracted with the getting the cargo stable into the cart and kind of what can we carry, what's easiest in this. It feels heavy. And Bill, you kind of get an idea what it's probably armor, metals for blacksmithing, ore, and the likes. It's supplies. It's Mantry Steel supplies.
Yeah.
Reishi, you bring back the cash, and you have found 350 gold inside the cloth bag. And with that and with the cart, is there anything, without getting into the big details, is there anything else anybody wants to do at the camp before? No, just kind of leave it.
Reishi will talk to the horses. Do you guys want to come live with us at the guild? I mean, do you know where your owners are? No, you should come live with us at the guild. Like,
give me so Thunder and Boulder want to go back to Lysias.
That's fine. That's
big
fair.
time. But the other 5, if you want to give me a animal handling check.
They've been getting owl biscuits.
Yeah, just a straight old animal handling check there. Little Hoot is not really a masseuse.
Dirty Tony.
Okay. Some of the horses, there is kind of a, we'll follow you. We'll go back with you. If that's where Thunder and Boulder are going, they'll go back with you. And they kind of, it takes longer to get through here between the cart pulling and snagging and catching on debris and rocks and trees and stuff like that. You make your way back up. Just for flavor, Gerblina has knocked out Lysias, like she all of 10 minutes. And she tells you like he's unconscious, he fell asleep. She did it. She made it happen. You can ask Kate about that another time.
I'm going to just on a quick check of the Goan just to see, and a quick look inside the tent without going in.
Pulling back the tent, you see it's there's a cot that is covered in blood. Like it's you see that there is a large, heavy piece of timber driven into the dirt. there are broken chains hanging off of it.
Mhm.
Are you looting, Gwen?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Give me a. I'll pull up my little table. Give me a roll of a D12.
D12. Coming at you. That's an 11.
Oh, Jesus. You have. Uh, duh, 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 duh. You find two things on her person. You find a small little bag of gold, and there's a little healing potion tucked inside it as well. So there's a little bag with 15 gold and a healing potion, and you also find a small notebook.
Cool. He'll leave the notebook for later, but the gold and the healing potion are going to be secreted away in his little sort of. He has a couple of sort of secret flaps and pouches and things in his armor.
Okay. With that, you leave the camp behind, hypocrite, and you.
This wasn't emblazoned with any crests.
Fair enough. It was just a dead body. The three of you with 7 horses, a cart loaded up with Mentry's goods. You make your way back towards the bank where Griblina is still scrawling on paper, and she started pushing paper onto branches and twigs. Like, it's just when she started running out of room, like it looks like her quarters, and it looks like some of your quarters when she's run out of room. She points to Lysias, see, safe and sound. And
Is he though?
and then she sees the horses, and her eyes kind of light up. She says something about experiments.
No.
The rift is open as she points, and you're able to kind of slip through. Now, the mission was, if it took time to go back to Varan and drop the goods back, you have 2 options. You can just go right back up to our tiefling from Haverfield Merchants Council and give them the goods and go on your way, or you can bring them back to Varan and leave them in the Haverfield Merchants Council warehouses. It's up to you.
Well, we're going back to Varan anyway.
You're
right?
going to be heading back to
So
Varan.
We might as well travel along.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I suppose, can we say we are offering our services as addition, so it's additional cost? As
To
we're
deliver the goods.
Well, we're protecting the caravan.
Oh gosh, no. No, I mean, you can try barter with Haverfield's Merchant Council
No,
after the
probably
fact.
not.
A lovely, strongly worded letter from your great might work there.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, you can. If the plan is to head back towards Varan, it takes you the better part of. I mean, you've horses now. Jesus. Okay. Someone remind me that the guild has.
How many came with us?
You have 5.
Of the 5 dead.
Yeah, so Thunder and Boulder went back to Lysias, who said that he would send word to Haverfield. He's going to try and catch up to them, and send word that the goods will be delivered back to the Merchants Council warehouse in Varan. Can the 3 of you roll a d20 for me?
That 7 looks so like a 1. I keep getting freaked out every time.
Well,
4.
I got a 2.
Okay. Great. I was looking for at least 30 from the 3 of you. So that's wonderful.
Can I use my lucky feet?
You can. Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Wait for that one now. Here we go. This is going to be fine. That's a 13 now.
Okay.
I don't know if it helps.
No.
Still
no.
not 30, but
Yeah.
It kind of does, because you had rolled less than 15 from my math, so that was going to be bad. Each of you is going to take a point of exhaustion. Now, this is lasting dark exhaustion, so this is not it'll be grand for the next session. This will permeate. You will need to rest. You will need to catch your breath. You will need to take your time. As you shift through the day and the night, it feels much longer. It still takes 2 days from your location back to Varan, but time feels stretched. And as you make it to the city walls, you find yourselves and the horses dragging your feet. The decision to drop the Mantry steel goods at the Haverfield Merchant Council warehouse sounded like a good one. You make your way back to the guild, and Thranos with Valara arranges for somebody else to do that, seeing the 4 of you absolutely and totally exhausted from your journey. You are told to feed, you are told to rest, you are thanked for your work, and you have returned home safely. Word will be sent to Haverfield Merchant Council that the goods have been delivered and payment is due. I'll discuss, because my freaking tablet has died, I'll be discussing with how much money did I say you all had after this. But this draws the missing caravan quest to a close, and the Emberlight Guild has successfully completed their mission for the Haverfield Merchants Council. As the sun drifts across the sky and that long morning, you find yourselves drifting to your home, to your quarters in the guild. Aylar, you find rest comes quickly. And you find yourself in a grove. And it feels so familiar. And it feels so wonderful. The grass beneath your feet is plush. It's soft. You can smell it as it catches on the wind. It smells sweet and earthy. You see the trees drift and waft in a breeze that swirls up around you, carrying the smell of lilac and salt. And something lingers. And there's decay. And you hear that laugh carry on the wind. And that is where we'll leave this mission. Thank you so much to Drew and Aaron and Dave and Kate, who was here definitely in spirit. I think I have
Missy Kate.
carried the energy of Dribbelina forward for Kate. So hopefully you've gotten home safe for your flight's landing, Kate, but we'll hopefully see you back for the Emberlight Saga or some other D8 Dungeon stream at some point soon. A big thank you to everybody in chat who joined us this evening. Thanks so much for dropping in, for checking us out. The VOD, if you only made it halfway through, you'll be able to catch it all on YouTube in about a week. But the first episode is already out there. Our town hall meeting in the guild is up there. The first part of Bandits on the King's Road is up there as well. That episode we're back next Monday. And because I can't seem to stop, and I want to keep playing with these people as much as possible, we're currently in discussion / I'm trying to emotionally blackmail people to play more. We might do an alternating fortnightly thing, just an idea I'm workshopping on, and we'll see how much time I can steal from people. But I'm Declan, and I have been your game master this evening. It has been an absolute blast. I'm so excited to show you all what's coming and to weave these people's wonderful stories and creativity into it all. If you're new to D8 Dungeon, you haven't been here before, great, welcome along, hope you're there. I'll drop a link to our Discord server if you want to pop over and say hello or ask questions. If you want to get involved in some of our other shows, we put out a fortnightly podcast. Brand new episode just dropped last Friday called Romancing the Dungeon. It's kind of hard to say, 2-time award winning. We won a Crit Award. We've won a podcast award, the Irish Podcast Awards, for our work. So if you like Dungeons and Dragons and romance and comedy and stupidness, and Declan just had that excuse of wanting to flirt with your friends. I made that a podcast, and by God, I flirt with them and I make them cry, which is how I flirt in real life. We're back on Thursday for what it would be Ben and Declan on our roll, but we've had a bit of a reschedule, so there's a new episode of Random DMs, and everybody's terrified because Nick is DMing, and we were all really mean to Fung last week. So we're all frightened that Nick is going to get his revenge. So if you want to see me cry as another DM punishes us while playing Curse of Strahd, you can check out Random DMs on Thursday. We're back next Monday, and myself and Ben are back next Thursday for Ben and Declan on a roll. I'm going to shut up. It's almost 11 o'clock. We've gone way over time. These people need to go to bed. We have all work and jobs and lives. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will hopefully see you around these parts again this week, and if not, then next Monday. And just trying to find my button. I found my button. Good night. Thank you all, and see you soon.